Okay, Coach G up here at the lake. You can see fish on the wall behind me. Fish are really important. Just wanted to give you guys a little bit of information with regard to our race strategy and tactics for tomorrow. So, unless you've just not been paying attention at all to the weather, it is going to be extraordinarily windy at the track meet tomorrow. And I have to tell you that it is probably not going to be PR weather for most of you, and that's going to make you feel a little disappointed. But what I want to tell you is you can't always let the stopwatch determine how you feel about your performance. Here's something that you're going to discover if you haven't already. Some of you are extraordinarily good students, right? And there are things that just come super easy to you. You just sort of know it inherently. You don't really have to study very hard, and you make A's anyway. There will come a time, if it hasn't come to you already, especially if you get into college, to where there's going to be something that doesn't come as easy to you, that you're going to have to study really, really hard. And kind of no matter how hard you try, you still may not be able to come up with an A in that class. And sometimes what you're going to discover is that that class that you got the B in, you're going to feel way more proud of yourself than for the class that you made the A, where you didn't have to try extraordinarily hard. So tomorrow's race is going to be a little bit like that, I think. For most of you, it's going to be a B on the stopwatch, but you can feel more proud of that race than you do on a day with perfect weather conditions if you just go out there and know that you have absolutely given your very best effort. My advice on the way for you to give your very best effort is number one, go into the race not being afraid of the wind. The wind is the wind. It's going to do what it's going to do, and it is the same wind for everybody in the race. So it's not picking on you any more than it is anybody else on your team or any of the other teams. So just put that out of your mind. Like, just know that it's a given thing. It's going to be a little windy out there. So be it. You know what? Wind, get out of my way. I'm going to go run as hard as I possibly can anyway. In terms of tactics on ways to make the race work a little better for you, knowing that there's going to be wind, is typically the wind blows from one general direction, which means there's going to be part of the track, maybe half of it, where you're going to be running into a headwind. And then there's going to be, conversely, on the other side of the track, a big tailwind, which is actually helpful, which blows behind you and pushes you along. So, my advice is into the headwind, don't fight it. Don't strain. Try to be relaxed in your upper body. Try to have really good posture, really good running form. Run like we tell you to do at practice, one directly behind another person. Don't stick your nose out into the wind if you don't have to, because you will have some benefit drafting behind the person in front of you who will take more of the brunt of the wind. And then when you get on the side where all of a sudden you do have the following wind, the helpful wind, that's when you can really put the hammer down and take advantage of it and maybe make up some of the time that you lost running into the headwind on the headwind stretch. So whether you PR or not, I'm not sure. It's still possible for some of you. I think it's actually even probable that somebody out there is going to have a good enough day that even with adverse weather conditions, they're still going to run the best time they've ever run in their life. But even if you don't, um, take solace in the fact that the stopwatch does not always measure when you have your best performances. And the thing that you should really be most proud of on a day like tomorrow is going to be is knowing that you walked away from that track having absolutely tried as hard as you possibly could. And then also going into the race with a really good mindset that said, hey, I'm choosing to do something that's difficult. I know in advance it's going to be difficult, and I did it anyway. All right, that's all I've got for you. See you tomorrow morning. Best of luck. Get a good night's sleep. Bye.